Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of, no, this is Table Topics RE. We're doing a wrap up of Social Media Mastermind Orange County Real Estate Edition, SMMOCre.
Yep.
I'm Scott Schang.
I'm Bob Watson.
And I'm Stacey Harmon. And here we go. What were your top takeaways?
Let me tell you, what a day. We started out with a conversation about customer relationship management systems, and I think we got 18 or 19 on the board. And that conversation went all the way through to whether you want to be broker dependent or independent on lead generation. So it all came back down for me to the fact that everybody needs a system and a business plan to work towards, because it really answers most of the questions that we went over today.
And so this is great TV, huh?
So thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
So in other words, have systems in place, because if you don't, you're
All right.
screwed.
Well, that systems was the top takeaway for me as well. I mean, there were a variety of people and perspectives in the room, from brokers who are trying to recruit agents to individual agents to vendors to all kinds of different perspectives. But the common element is you have to have a system. So you very wisely were stating that having a CRM doesn't make any sense unless you know what you need out of it, right?
Right.
So do you want to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, and the question started with what kinds of CRMs should we use, and my question was, why are you using the CRM? And the CRM is a system for just touching and staying in touch with your clients, and I think one of the things that we talked about is, I think on an entry level, it seems like most people are using their CRMs just to store phone numbers. And it also seemed like the single most important thing is everybody wanted it to just sync with their phone. And I don't...
Data portability was a big issue about why we wanted to use a CRM. Bob facilitated a discussion about what do you want out of your CRM. So we had a very large and diverse list, but one of the common things was we need data portability. I need to be able to see it on my iPhone. I need to be able to see it on my smartphone, my iPad, at my computer. I want it to all sync. That was something that everybody seemed to say they wanted. And then the question was, which of these provide that? And is the cost essential in order to get the results out of it that you want?
Well, and then you have to look into what your business is right now, and how often are you actually contacting all of the people in your database? Because one of the things that I've learned is the fact that most of the people out there are not contacting every single person in their database on a regular basis.
It seemed like the reason why almost everybody wanted it to sync with their phone was in case that person ever calls, they want them to come up on caller ID.
Well,
Did you notice that?
So data portability, I mean, really doesn't make a difference.
Well, what I thought was valuable out of it is because we started talking about the relationship side and managing the relationship part of it. And what I liked is that it went to Facebook was a CRM for some people, because they could actually, instead of just using a CRM to broadcast or drip market and just broadcast and just throw stuff on people, he was actually using it to build relationships and putting people into lists and managing it and managing his relationships that way. So he had a certain amount of time probably go through his list, answer questions like pictures, things like that, and then that was his relationship management.
well, and we discussed how the profile in particular allows you to have a connection with a person that requires you to not have to know what their email is, what their current contact information is, because if you're connected on Facebook, you're in essence have that direct line of communication. They're incentivized to keep it current, and so that can actually provide some CRM function for real estate agents. I mean, but again, you have to pick and choose your tools. You have to have a strategy and a plan and go through that. And it came back again to me for, you've got to have a system. You cannot create more of whatever it is you want without having it systemized so that it can be scalable.
Yeah, 'cause most people buy features.
Yes.
So when you're trying to learn a CRM, or if you're trying to decide the best CRM, all they're selling you are the features and not what goes into making all of those features as part of your system.
Yeah. Any other takeaways from today?
Just that, I've just started reading Ken Brand's book, Less Blah Blah, More Aha, and the aha that I had today was the whole Facebook issue as a possible CRM, and forget about all the other systems out there. You can use Facebook to create that relationship, that trust in consumers that are friends of yours or likes on your page. Maybe better than any other CRM system, because I know a lot of people that say have bought into some expensive CRM programs but never enter the data in there. So the system never gets up and running.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference again between broadcasting and engaging. And I think Facebook forces you to engage and bring value to the relationships by letting people know, hey, I'm thinking about you, even if it's just liking a picture they post of their kids or their little league or something like that.
Well, and I'm not going to argue the value of Facebook. I certainly am a fan, as you might say, or a Facebook fanatic, but I would say that it's really just a portion of an overall marketing strategy. So you need to understand what portion that plays, and clearly that CRM potential may make it a very valid reason why your profile should be part of your strategy. So I think that was a good takeaway from today as well.
And one last takeaway for me is you really need to segment how many deals you're actually closing over the course of a year, because the system for somebody who's closing 5 or 10 deals a year is probably going to be a little bit different than the person that's closing 35 to 50 deals a year. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, certainly could be that you might be able to have a far more simplistic solution if your transaction count is less, or you don't have as high a quantity. And Ken's book does a really good job of addressing, where is your business coming from, and analyzing that, and what time are you putting into which systems, and where's your money going to, and are those in parallel? So a great book to check out, and we advocate obviously looking at Facebook and defining what your strategy is before you select a CRM system, which can be a complex process for not just us, but any realtor. There was a lot of confusion in the room and a lot of different options. One resource that might help is 1000 Watt Consulting has a vendor index of sorts,
right.
And there's several CRM solutions there that they have kind of combed through and posted on their site, so that might be one place to start if you're investigating a CRM solution.
So the great thing is the people that were here, and I think only about 7 or 8 people registered on meetup.com, but there was a full house here. We had 35 people. And each one of those people walked away with some takeaways today on how to implement some of these tools in their business. And I think that is the tremendous value.
Yeah, great. Well, if you're in the area, please join us. We will be dark next week, as well, the 3 of us will all be up in San Francisco at the Inman and Related Events conference. But for this edition, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Have a great week.